I'm really excited because I just finished these raised beds. I put this tarp on it for way too long, months maybe, but I've talked about occultation before, and the tarp just like is magical and will take it's two-sided. It's got the white side and the dark side, but I always put the dark side up because it grabs heat. And it literally like killed everything that was here. You can see there's like tiny remnants of plants. But when I took the tarp off, I found like a bed that looked like this. And since then have made beds that look like this. So I decided to go with permanent raised beds because I knew I didn't want to bring machinery back here, and I mean I just don't have machinery back here or on this small of a scale, and so I built these beds by hand. I dug up the pathways and put that soil on top of so I broad forked. Even then, to back it up, I measured all the beds and then once I measured where I wanted them to be, because if they're permanent, I wanted them to both like kind of feel like they connected to these beds, and also I wanted them to be easy to plan for. So if I know that all of the beds are the same width and the same length, and I can fit the same amount of plants in them every year, then I can do crop rotation, and I can plan the exact amount of food that I want, whether that's for CSA or just like for my family to eat. These are like cabbages and cauliflower, eating a bunch of herbs in here, and fucking more flowers, because all I do is flower farm apparently. But I measured out and used, what was the stuff called? I guess like paracord. I've read articles about using electrical fencing to measure out the beds, and then I broad forked within the bed, like the little frame that I created. I broad forked, I added compost, and then I dug out the pathways and mounded that soil on top. So then I was left with like a sunken out pathway, and I put down, and I just knew I didn't want to weed this, and like it might have been nicer, because one of the benefits of raised beds is that I don't have to bend down as far to weed or harvest or plant or whatever. In this case, they're not super high yet. I plan to do more building as time goes on, but I didn't want to have to weed the pathways, so I put down cardboard. You can see some sticking out because I kind of ran out of cardboard. But there's cardboard, and then I wet the cardboard so it doesn't like fly away, and lay down wood chips, and then I never have to weed that, plus the wood chips build the soil. And that's another reason I decided to use permanent raised beds, because if I don't work the soil as much, like soil disturbance disturbs and kills the habitat for the soil microbiome, like these tiny nematodes and organisms of bacteria, fungi that feed on plant matter, decaying plant matter, and then exudate nutrients that the plants feed on. It's really cool, it's a cycle. But I want to let that happen and not disturb the soil and have to continue to add more nutrients and like more additives to aid the cycle. I'd rather just let the cycle happen. And so if I leave the beds like this, and I can plant in them every year with minimal like working, I maybe will have to broad fork every once in a while, but probably, and maybe add some compost, and I'm making compost for that. But otherwise I'll just in the winter put the garden to bed by cover cropping there, and then in the summer or the following spring, I can cut the cover crop down, and then the cover crop feeds the soil. And for me, that's like the biggest reason I want to use raised beds, as well as, I guess, secondly, the ergonomics. And there's lots of ways you can do raised beds, but this is cheap. It took a lot of labor and a lot of time, but I bought compost and I bought wood chips, but otherwise all the soil is just like from the pathways that I added to the top. So